The Handmaid's Tale, based on the Margaret Atwood story, is back for its 6th and final season, and the showrunners behind the dystopian drama have a message to viewers in light of President Trump's re-election last year. We told you so. Executive producer Eric Tuchman describing the, quote, striking similarities between the fictional country Gilead and America under the current administration. Here's what Tuchman said, quote, the series has been called a cautionary tale about what can happen when power is abused and people's rights and freedoms are stripped away. But that warning was ignored, apparently, by the majority of voters, and Roe v. Wade was overturned. Women in our country have fewer rights now than when we started production in 2016, says this man. All right, joining me now, pop culture political commentator Adrienne Gray, alongside journalist, moderator, and the strategic advisor for the Coalition of Faith in Media, Kym Douglas, and entertainment and media relationship attorney Erica Sanders. All right, let's get into this. Great to have you all here. Adrienne, interesting how this guy seems to think that women, all four of us are women, seem to have less rights. He also seems to forget that a lot of women voted for Trump, and look at the number of women in Trump's cabinet. It seems like he has his own version of dystopian reality.
Absolutely. This take is so out of touch. And for them to have said that, America ignored them. Well, this is a great way to have America ignore the next season that you have come out. It's ridiculous. And again, the more false victimhood that they play, the better we do. Because again, we're looking at the culture and it's not lining up. And Gen Z, in fact, is one of the most conservative thus far. So again, I don't like this. I think it's ridiculous. I think they're also grasping for a headline. Anyone knows that if they mention Trump, whether good or bad, that they're going to get ratings and they're going to get headlines and they're going to get clips.
People like us are going to be talking about it, and here we are, falling right into their plan. Kym, though, it does seem like they are in their own bubble, and by they I mean Hollywood elites. You and I have talked about this before.
Yes, we have, Katrina. And don't you just love Hollywood, you guys? I just love the fantasies that they make up. If you look at the facts and you see, for example, Susie Wild, who's the chief of staff, the first female chief of staff, where's Hollywood about that? Where is Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Where's Jane Fonda? Where's Rosie O'Donnell? Why are none of the people talking about the facts and about, like you just said, 3 women cabinet members, about what Trump is doing with women's sports? It is absolute fantasy that Hollywood is creating. And to take this and say that we've turned into the Handmaid's Tale, unbelievable. I mean, this is one of their best. This is Oscar nominated for me because it's such a fantasy.
Yeah, I think of Rosie O'Donnell. She moved out of the country, didn't she? All right.
Yes, she did.
All right, Erica, speaking of Hollywood, the director of Home Alone 2, Chris Columbus, he is reflecting on the very popular 1992 film, and one scene in particular. I recognize both of those guys, but yeah, that is Donald Trump at the Plaza Hotel, a cameo in that film. The director is now saying it's become this curse. It's become this thing that I wish it was not there. I just wish it was gone. He doesn't stop there. He goes on to say, if I cut it, I'll probably be sent out of the country. I'll be considered sort of not fit to live in the United States, so I'll have to go back to Italy or something. Full disclosure, he is an American man. Erica, this just seems crazy to me.
Yes, I agree. I don't think it would be necessary to edit out the scene. That doesn't happen in a lot of movies as a media and entertainment law attorney. And I do not think he'd be deported if he did that. But at the same time, it's kind of part of history. And with so much history being edited out, I just don't think it's necessary. I feel like people should focus on more important things than that.
I agree.
And it's a great part of the movie.
It is. And, and Adrienne, you had brought up this point that, Trump, especially in that era, in the 1990s, I mean, he was Mr. New York. He was Mr. Plaza Hotel. He was something different then entirely from what he is now. There was a reason he was in the movie. And of course, the director says, oh, he forced his way into it. Well, guess what? It's one of the most memorable scenes.